Get going, Simon. Just don't be distracted by the what-ifs, should-haves, and if-onlys. The one thing you choose yourself, that is the truth of your universe.
Right, bro.
After a millennium of terror, the Spiral King's reign is being threatened by the very humans he tried so hard to oppress. This is the story of Simon the Digger and his blood brother Kamina, along with the vast members of Team Gurren. A story that turns kittens into lions, bricks into boulders, and fully grown adults into babies. A story that'll make you want to get into a fistfight with a bear while wrestling a tiger shark. In space. A tale of perseverance when not even the entropic nature of simply existing can stop you.
Audience, Brendan, audience.
I've completely forgot. Yeah, I wasn't in the last one that they... Or how many have they done at this point?
We've only done 2.
I mean, my name's Brendan, sorry, also known as the Bread Boy or whatever. We are on that, or I'm usually on that other cast that we do, the one for One Piece, and I love Gurren Lagann. It is my personal favorite anime of all time, so I'm super pumped to do this one with the team. I probably won't be a part of all these that often, but
I'll tell you what we're doing, and if you want to join, you can join.
Yeah, but this one's good. This one's very, very good.
This one is pretty good.
I'm just gonna say, like, the movies, they do fine.
They serve their purpose. You want to get a quick fix of your Gurren medicine, you're like, let me just pop those movies in.
Yeah, I just want to like remind myself of how much I fucking love Gurren Lagann. You just hit the movies real quick, no, easy peasy. That's all I'm saying. They were pretty good. The first one, I will say, I mean, it just had to cover like all of the early stuff, which I mean, it did its job. And it was certainly impactful, but the second movie, man, oh man, it's all a roller coaster of emotions the whole way through. I love it so much.
Without getting too into it, how did you notice the difference between the movie and the show?
Okay, I actually had a question because our resident expert, he tried to play a joke last time that he's never seen Gurren Lagann. He's a liar. He's seen it like 12 times.
Isaac? He's never seen it.
I still don't know what you're talking about. It's absolute trash.
Wow. Oh yeah, tell us more.
Like, I don't understand who likes characters who are outgoing, makes you want to live the story with them. Like, who wants that in the character?
Yeah. Who wants to, vibe with the kind of individuals that are aspiring to attain something greater than themselves all the time and trying to remind you that it's not about what's going on around you, it's about how you feel about yourself inside and being able to push forward to achieve the things you want. Wow, yeah, there's nothing gravitating about that at all.
Not at all. And then there's also the mechs. Who likes
the mechs? Who designed these things, man?
It's just drills everywhere. Who likes that?
Oh, yeah, our drills. They keep doing this stupid imagery about how, spirals and like, achieving the heavens and how it relates to the helix and like how it's all in your DNA and it's all a part of your soul. And oh my God, like I don't understand what kind of writing actually thinks that this is a viable strategy to entertain your audience. I don't know. I just don't even get it.
So Brendan, what was your question?
Oh yeah, my question. Oh, that was nonsense, by the way. I love the shit out of this. You can just take everything I just said and invert it, and those are my thoughts on this series. Anyway, we'll get to it, I guess. No, my question was, the biggest thing that stuck out to me as a difference in the movies and the show, I have a vivid recollection of the thing that triggered the anti-spirals being the number of people born on Earth. But in this movie, it was whether or not they like ventured to the moon. Am I crazy?
Yeah, you're not crazy. In the show, as soon as I forgot her name, she has the baby.
Yeah,
the anti-spirals come through.
That's what I thought it was. That was actually kind of a cooler change, honestly.
And this one, as soon as they developed the technology to go to the moon, they're like, no, you become too advanced.
Yeah, is it just me, or do I kind of like that small change a lot?
Is it really
actually
the biggest change you noticed?
Also the mechs in the end fight, but that's another thing entirely.
Yeah,
that's I mean, I realized that one though.
There's the mechs at the end, and then there's also the fist fight, which doesn't happen in the show.
No,
wait,
that whole ending fight scene at the end of the movie, that does not happen.
Oh yeah, when he's like actually like just Simone and he's dueling out with the guy or whatever, or the thing, I guess, the anti-spiral thing.
Even when they turn into their super mode, right? When they all separate into their own little mechs.
Yes.
That did not happen either in the show.
So I remember I did know that the separate mechs did not happen. I thought that the super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann was a thing though in the show?
Nope.
Wasn't it?
Not at all. Just Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Oh, I am crazy then. Well, I mean, either way. I kind of feel like I remember the Super Toppen Tanga Gurren Lagann, but
You would have remembered the cape.
But I feel like I did. There's too many capes in this show, though, dude. Come on, everything's got a cape. How do I completely misplace the one important cape or whatever from the last time I watched the show?
What was that lady's name from Incredibles? I feel like she was wrong. I feel like we need to redact that.
And the mode.
All right, so let's get into this. Where do we want to begin?
Well, what's the first talking point? Let's start there. How did we first discover this series? Does anyone want to start? Because I love how I discovered this series.
I'm gonna point you to the guy who told me about this shit. He's over there.
Hello. So, the first time I was introduced to the show, it was by my brother. Right? I did not listen to any single recommendation that he had given me up to that point. But like he showed me some scene, and I was like, bro, I don't know these characters. I don't really care what they're doing in the show, right? And that's I feel like that's a valid point. I didn't know who these characters are. I can't feel anything for them at that point. He showed me something midway, and I was like, that's cool, I guess, but I can't. I don't care. Fast forward like a couple years. And so I watch it, I fall in love with it by myself.
Yeah.
And then when I like a show, I basically try to choke Jordy with it like it's religion. And force him to watch the show.
How old were you here? Because I feel like this was back in your old house before it burnt down.
Wow. Thank you for letting everybody know that.
I was just gonna say, wait a minute, this is something I did not know.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it was at the old house. It definitely was.
Yeah, I remember that being on the couch and you were like, all right, watch this. And then you played it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because you showed me the end. You showed me the last fight.
Yeah.
He showed you the last fight?
Because
what a madman!
Because Jordy does this thing where he doesn't care unless it's an action scene.
It's true.
Yeah, he's okay. That's fair. That's definitely fair.
And if he likes it, he'll go watch the whole series because he's gonna like that fight anyway.
That's changed over time. Now you show me the opening, and I feel like the opening, I watched that entire series.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually first heard about this from my roommate James at the time, and that it was like one of his favorites of all time or whatever. And I was kind of like, I'm not really like a mecha guy. I used to like G Gundam when I was a kid. I watched a little bit of Gundam Wing, but I kind of missed it. Cut to finally Boeing and watching Gurren Lagann with James. And within the first like 2 episodes, I was hooked. The best joke they ever had that I never stopped laughing was when they said they were going to combine.
We'll never know unless we try, will we? You see that? Now we got 2 faces too. What do you think, fuzzball?
And no looking back, it was so good. I was laughing. I was even crying a little bit from time to time. The series just has so much heart, so much joy. And I feel like, especially when I became an adult, I lost a lot of that when I watched a lot of anime. And this is just all around a good time. It's fun.
I don't feel like there's a dull moment in the show. Well, that's not true. There's like 1 or 2 episodes that's dull.
You've learned your lesson over the years. Nowadays, you show people the first episode, and you're like, if you like it, keep watching. Skip episode 4.
Well, I mean, there's like some episodes that don't really have much to do with anything.
That's true.
Like the bathhouse one.
I like barely remember that episode. In fact, when we watched like the montage in the first movie and like they cut to like the bathhouse episode, I was like, oh yeah, there was like a bathhouse scene thing, wasn't there?
What else about the show? I mean, yeah, no dull moment other than a couple scenes probably that weren't really needed. Like, that's why I was okay with the movie as well, because there were some scenes that they cut out that really wasn't necessary. Because there were some talks about politics that did not matter later on in the show. You're like, when they showed it in the movie, they were like, oh, okay, they're higher ups in the government now, they're doing whatever.
Yeah, in the show, it was like a whole system organization, like, Rosu was in charge of like other people, and it was like watching the first Star Wars, and you watch the Senate.
Yeah,
you're like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
Now this might be a hot take. I kind of miss some of that extra political nonsense because I feel like it really reinforced like the villain in Rosu, or not villain, but like, because didn't he want to overthrow Simone? You know what I mean? Like he was like planning on overthrowing Simone anyway at some point. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't think it was that. It was more so like, oh, Simo's not fit to be a leader, so he's going to take over, but he doesn't want to do him dirty anyway, because that is his best friend at this point.
I feel like in the show they made him more of like a calculating, willing to give up his friends sort of guy. They like really reinforced it to the audience. Whereas in this movie, he was just kind of like in a position, making decisions, being like, well, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you broke the number one rule. You hurt the city. You literally just got done telling me that our number one rule is to protect the city. You just destroyed half of it. And what are we going to do about it? And I'm like, yeah, he's spitting. He's
You know
coming
who the
from
real
a place.
villain is? Don't hate on Roswell. Hate on the people. Hate on the civilians of Communist City.
That's true.
Dude, facts.
They were rioting the second shit turned south.
Mm-hmm.
These are not ride or die. It's citizens. They they should have just left them. Let the moon take it.
Which is kind of fascinating too, because like, that's another one of the themes from the anti-spiral perspective. Like, just because you guys might be ride or die, like overall, those with spiral energy or the spiral nature is to just take and take and take until there's nothing left to take and you destroy everything.
Can we talk about how much they built in just 7 years?
Nonsense. Like, I love it, but nonsense.
They basically built a whole country.
They industrialized real quick.
Who made up all these plans in 7 years? Like, I understand Leron is, the head chief of everything science and development. But, like, really?
While we're on the topic, I don't care how much of a scientist this guy is, okay? Your boys stole a couple of mechs. And now we're just expected to believe that they've like perfected the engineering system to where they can like just casually make cars with nothing but a steam press. 7 years is not enough time. Like that's at least a 15-year commitment.
And then the most technological thing that they had was reanimating a head.
Poor little genome.
Yeah, just the development of everything in that era that they had. Like, I understand if they were building just, some cities, they had if they had one large city, that'd be fine. But it was too large to that degree.
I don't know. The city didn't really seem that big.
The city was large.
It was huge. Like, I'm not saying it's small, but it wasn't like you're describing a continent.
I'm gonna say at least like 3 states.
You're wild.
I'm not wild. Look at the size of that.
Hey, you are wild.
I'm not.
You know how big a state is? All right, I'm just gonna disagree here because I'm thinking you're wild. We need to scale this. Someone get on it.
What else? Like, I feel like the characters are a lot more fleshed out in the show, obviously, because you get to see them more. But, like, the relationships that happen, you never get to see. Like, Kitan's sister, Kyo, and the guy from Littner Village, Dayaka, right? They got married. There was nothing there between them ever. I guess within those 7 years, they were together.
Yeah, but that happens, right? People you don't really, like, expect to get together. One day they come at you, they're like, hey, we got like 8 kids, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and I was also looking up like the ages. I didn't realize that Simon and Yoko were the exact same age.
Are they? Oh yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that being a fact or knowledge of some sorts.
Yeah, they're the exact same age. So
that's strange. Simon's really small.
But yeah, he was just short, and then 7 years later, this man is standing taller than everybody else.
And then another 20 years, he's joked.
I actually want to ask about the 20-year gap. So, like, is it just me, or was man's acting a little too old to be literally like
he's
what?
Like 40.
He's like only 40 though, man. Like,
Brendan, you got to understand how anime age works. Like from ages of 10 to 20, you look like you're 35 or something. And then from ages 25 to 40, you're basically Stan Lee.
From 45 to 70, you're just Stan Lee. Oh, wait a minute. What about Lord Genome? I mean, he seemed like he was in his like 50s.
I bet you on the pages he was. Well, technically he was like what, like millions of years old.
No, he was like 1,000 years old.
Yeah, but biologically, I bet you they would have put 35.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Like I'm just saying that the way anime makes logic appear is really strange because they got 13-year-olds looking like full-grown people.
I mean, these are facts. With Yoko out here, I caught the tail end of that. I did not realize that Yoko and Simon were the same age.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about relationship while you were gone. You want to hear Yoko's meme?
What's Yoko's meme? That every single time she cares for a man, he goes and kills himself?
Nah, it's an acronym, son.
Oh, what's that?
You only kiss once.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Not like this.
How dare you,
Why
demon?
did you tell me this? My heart's broken now.
She's got the kiss of death, dude. Anytime she kisses somebody, they die.
Oh, no, you only kiss one.
Poor Yoko, man. Yoko gets way too much heartbreak in this series.
Poor girl just can't handle it, man. Well, she can. She
What do you
clearly
mean,
can.
What do you mean can't handle it? She's out here sniping fools.
Yeah, dude. Like she is unwavered, honestly. Which I think kind of goes back to like the point of the series, right? Like you can't waver even in the face of like trauma or sadness or sorrow or whatever. You just kind of keep moving.
They kept doing that in the second movie, like because it's condensed, right? It's condensed in the show. So I was like, all right, they did it. They pushed through, and then they did it. And then this anti-spiral was like, but can you do this? And they were like, we can do that. But can you do that? And they just kept doing it. And every time I was like, it's still pretty good. Like, no matter how the repetitive it may be, I'm still about it. Because that's the point, right? It's just, you just got to blast through.
Absolutely. You just got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep going. It's like this whole like imagery they do. The two best things are, moving forward in the face of like ultimate, despair or whatever. And then the fact that like the spiral, which I like the bit at one point when the anti-spiral was like asking Nia or like demanding to know like what keeps the flame going from these like smaller races or whatever with like bits of spiral energy, like what keeps them coming back.
Why do you resist us so?
Because I am certain that he'll come.
You appear to have been tainted by the power of the spiral and given a strange sort of self-awareness. However, the time left to you has now run out.
It literally is the soul, and they make that imagery with the helix and the DNA. It's quite literally in our DNA, since our DNA is the helix. That we all want to, that the spiral energy just continues and wants us to keep pushing forward. And it's very it's beautiful to me that they use the drill in the way that they do as like the series goes on. Because at first it's kind of a joke, right?
The drill is more than just becomes spiral power, which I had the question, what do you guys think spiral power is? Because I have a little thing here that I wrote.
I mean, I don't know about Isaac, but
how would you define spiral power?
It's the power in yourself. Like, I mean, you have to be the one to inspire yourself a lot of the time and move forward. Because you're the only one that gets to break through, right? Like, regardless of the tools that you have or the tools you give yourself, you are the one who's always behind it, which is kind of like fed back from Keaton before he like gave his life or whatever. He's like, I might be pushing the team forward, but you guys are the ones pushing me from behind. So it's like, yeah, we've got these awesome drills that we use to make our dreams, beliefs, whatever happen. But at the end of the day, it's always you. So you are the spiral, I guess.
It's basically just everything that Kamino was saying when he was basically alive. Just your fighting spirit, just how you feel, your will, everything that you want to put into something, you go and do it. As long as you keep on pushing forward, then you'll gain more power, basically.
Damn, you guys went metaphorical here.
Well, I mean, that's basically
what'd you say?
I went more physical.
Oh, okay. What do you got then?
I wrote down spiral energy is the ability to draw forth the power of the universe. It's as if the force from Star Wars and Green Lantern powers combined, and they started sprinting nonstop towards infinity.
Okay, but what does that mean, though?
That's accurate. I feel like that's accurate.
Well, right. That was my literal definition of spiral energy. And I was expecting you guys to be like, it's just this power they can draw forth. I didn't expect the metaphorical.
What are you talking about? This is a very metaphorical show. Everything about this show is metaphorical.
I get that. I just this is it didn't come to me. All right.
Hey, obviously this isn't your favorite anime, so
yeah,
I mean,
right. Like
not.
you don't have the kind of passion that we do.
It's up there. It's up there, but it's not.
I guess with Simon, right, his spiral energy got activated because he had the core drill.
But no one really like understood it.
Nobody shows nobody actively shows, spiral energy except for Simon and Lord Jimon.
I think Kamina showed small glimpses of it, right? Like he was developing it, but then he got it. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was developing it because he was near Simon.
Right.
So he was exposed to it all the time that they would pilot Gurren Lagann. But, with his unfortunate demise, I guess Rocio got to experience some of it, but it was very, very short time.
Yeah, right. But I feel like also part of it is the ability to accept it, like you guys said, just to ignore the facts and just still push through, and that's something Rocio could have never done.
Yeah, he was a very logical person.
Yeah, he recognized it himself. He was like, this is spiral energy. I really couldn't have done this.
Mm-hmm.
Unwavering action and unwavering belief in your mission and your goals is something that, all of the characters in the series kind of inevitably sort of develop, but no one has it better than Kamina or Simone by a mile.
Like, especially with his catchphrase, believe in the me that believes in you.
Don't believe in yourself. Huh? Believe in me. Believe in the Kamina who believes in you.
What's that mean?
Right, I'll try.
God, what a throwaway. What an absolute throwaway that has no right meaning as much as it fucking does in this series.
Like,
What an absolute nonsense line that has spawned memes upon memes for generations.
This is the chicken and the egg, dude. What came first, the line or the meaning?
mm-hmm.
God, it's so fucking good.
Did the line produce the meaning, or did the meaning produce the line?
Like,
I don't even know, man. That's the other thing that I love about this series is that it just starts so childish, but just as time moves on, the plot elements start stacking on top. It's constantly
We
growing.
can talk about scaling here. The scaling. Let's talk about the scaling.
oh no.
Do you want to talk about the mecha scaling, or do you want to talk about like the plot scaling? Because I could talk about either one here.
They're interchangeable. They're combined.
Okay, so we'll do the plot first, because the mecha scaling is just a whole different story.
Well, let's do them both because I don't really have a lot of time here.
Okay.
Well, either way, I mean, we got the plot scaling is just absolutely mind-boggling to me personally. Like the mech is also mind-boggling, but the fact that we start beneath the earth, we start lower than the dirt, and then as time
That's
goes
true.
on, we physically land above the galaxies. And then metaphorically, we start, we're underground and we start growing ourselves and humanity into a
You
bigger,
just opened
bigger.
my eyes that they really did just start beneath the dirt, and the ending of the series is quite literally the edge of the universe.
Like, let that sink in, dude. It's just so fucking hilarious to me. They take it so far. I love that. The metaphorical nature of it is astounding.
You know what's funny about that? I like the whole entire time that I was watching it, like the movies again. All I can think about was the Underminer from The Incredibles at the end of it, because he has this one line, and it just fits so perfectly with them. All he says is, "I may be below you, but nothing is beneath me." And I'm like, this is literally them going up and up until they're at the top. And that's all that he wanted to do, the Underminer. So in conclusion, the Underminer is the greatest anime character of all time. But that's a different story.
Oh my God, stop. In addition to let's talk plot though. So I do love that in addition to being like beneath the dirt, like we are like literally an underground civilization. They start very, very, run of the mill. Oh, hey, look, there's a giant robot. Let's steal it, right? Then as time goes on, it goes like, oh, well, wait a minute. Okay, now we're finding other people. And they're like, okay, so there's more of them out there. Then they get more and more mechs or whatever. And then they finally work themselves up to, oh, well, now we're going to fight against the ruling power of the planet, Lord Genome, the Spiral King, and his 4 major generals or whatever, with these major fucking mechs. And then suddenly, like, scale has just gotten, like, through the roof because these mechs are the size of, like, skyscrapers as opposed to just being, like, the size of a house or whatever, like they're used to.
The way they go from casually making Gurren Lagann look like a pea-sized ant compared to some of these other mechs. And you just forget it. You're like, wait a minute. Why does Gurren look so small? And then you're like, wait, hold up. That's because the moon is huge.
Yeah. That's because the moon's big. And then, it's not just the mechs. It's like with the characters that they build in the first part or the first couple episodes of the series, and they're like bringing in all these other side characters between Kitan and his sister and his siblings. They're bringing in Rosu, which to be fair, I didn't really care for Rosu's little story arc or his village that much, even when I did watch it. And then also these other like little kid side characters. They're expanding. They're bringing in what's his name, the scientist dude, and then it finally culminates to the big battle when they steal the first Daiguren. And we got Kamina, who we've had since the beginning of the series, and this is only like 10 episodes in at the time. The series is like what, 27 episodes?
It was episode 8 that he
Yeah, we have Kamina, one of the staple anime characters, possibly of all time. Literally left. He was only in this series for 8 episodes.
For 8 episodes, and everyone knows about him.
Everybody knows about this dude. He is a paradigm. A paradigm?
I don't know the word.
Of anime badassery, whatever. He like, people are still cosplaying him to this day, and this series was made in like 2004 for crying out loud or something like that.
2007.
7?
Yes.
Either way, so 2007, and after we learned more about Kamina for 8 episodes, and they ice the guy, and everyone's just like heartbroken over it, man. I was heartbroken over it up until this point, with the line being like, believe in the me that believes in the you, and you're just thinking to yourself, well, that's just fucking nonsense. But as time goes on, you as an audience are reinforced, just like Simone, until the inevitable, after they finally win and Kamina perishes. He's like, don't believe in the me that believes in you.
Just believe in yourself. Not in the Simone that I believe in. Not in the Kamina that you believe in. Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
It's like, you have to be in the moment. You have to experience it. Because I can tell you, like, let me go back to the pizza metaphor here. I can describe to you what pizza tastes like. And I know some people don't like pizza, but I can describe to you all that goodness, and then you're gonna be like, I guess it sounds really good. But then when you eat that slice, you're like, oh, all right, I get it.
Mm-hmm. The pizza metaphor never fails. I totally understand. I like that metaphor.
All right, I kind of am a little pressed for time, so we're gonna move over to we're just really gonna the big highlights, the big moments that stand out to you.
Every single time they get a new form.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I feel like a little kid every single time they get bigger. It feels fantastic, honestly. What about you, Jordy?
All right, I have a few things here. There's a specific scene I want to talk about. It's when they arrive at the anti-spiral homeworld and they get sucked into that water that in what do they call it? Space compression?
They called it the Space Eater. Space.
It's just space being so compressed it looks like water.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they get in there and they see other people, other spiral beings in there, and they're like, wait a minute, we weren't the first. And the anti-spiral was like, you fools, you think you were special?
So, does this mean that a bunch of other guys besides us were able to make it this far?
That is exactly what it means, foolish people of the spiral. Do not delude yourselves into believing that you are special.
Mm-hmm.
You thought you were the only ones that could reach this far into the universe, and they're like, oh shit.
In that situation, the anti-spiral dude, he literally represents, like, I think it represents kind of like our internal battle, right? Where we're constantly being reminded that we aren't special, that like, no matter how hard we try, it really doesn't make a difference. Like, we're not that special. Like, we're surrounded by millions of people in our daily lives that are all trying to live their own unique life. And at the end of the day, we're all just average people. But does that need to stop you from attaining new heights? Absolutely fucking not. That's what makes the show great, damn it.
They really throw that into the ground, and Simon himself goes, I don't care how many times I gotta say it.
Even when trapped by karma's cycle, the dreams we left behind will open the door.
Even if the universe stands in our way,
Our seething blood will determine what will be! We'll break through time and space!
and defy all who would stop us to grab hold of our path!
Tengen Toppa! Gurren Lagann!
Just who the hell do you think we are?
Who the hell do you think we are, damn it?
Mm-hmm.
Another stupid line that stands the test of time.
All right, before I go on my next thing, you guys got any moments?
I guess it's when they go into that dreamscape that the anti-spiral put them into.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Best.
I want to know the spin-off of, Simone the Digger and Kamina in a world where they're stealing jewelry.
Seeing everybody's little dreams and hopes in this little dreamscape world, it's like, these are the lives that they could live, that they want to live, but they understand that they have to come back to reality and keep pushing forward, even though this is what they want. Especially Viral.
Dude, that's my favorite character. Like,
Viral.
Viral is definitely the best character for me.
What a character arc. Holy shit.
Let me tell you, he get the whole Zuko arc.
The whole Zuko arc, dude. He's even missing an eye.
He goes from being this random goon to basically like this demigod. And as Isaac said, the dream sequences, you get to see what they really want the most. His is the most simplest one. He just wants the family. There's nothing else around him. It's just him and his family.
Here, Daddy.
Now I get it. And I was having such a sappy dream, too.
It's just, I don't know, an infinite setting, like an infinite dimensions with infinite possibilities. That's just impressive.
All he really wants is to just have a wife and child and sit on his farm in the middle of nowhere.
That scene kills me every time. He's like, all right, I'm just having a sappy dream.
Oh no, Vero, please. And then he's got that shit-eating grin on his face before he turns into Green Plume and goes back with the gang. He's just like, we ready, boys.
His internal monologue is, all right, you got me, bastards. I'm coming for you.
We coming back. we back in it, dude. I tear up every time. I tear up. I'm not even kidding.
Another scene is, it's a scene where everybody is just going one by one after the big fight when they transform to Galaxy Gurren. Because Kitan was their pseudo leader. Well, we know Simon was the big boy in charge, but like they said a bunch of times, it was Kitan pushing from behind. And so after Kitan in the show, just everybody losing the fight, dying one by one, everybody.
There's a TED talk about it where the leader isn't really the leader. It's the second person that's the leader. Because the second person makes the first person look a lot better.
That's true. I can believe that. It's so heart-wrenching to see, what is it? Jorgen and Barambo, the twin brothers.
Yeah.
Theirs is the one that hit me the most out of all of them. Like out of that little group dying.
Gimme. You protect Dari. Live good.
Enough for us, too.
Jorgen! Barambo!
They're redacted in the movie, right?
Yeah, all of them survived except for Kitan still, who had to go.
Yeah, but in the show, that shit's heart-wrenching watching them go through.
Oh my god. Because what is it? They threw away Gimme and whatever the girl's name is, and they just had to watch them die, and it was so sad to see.
Kitan's death is also up there. It's like you got Kamina's death, and then you got Kitan's death right under it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, they're both fantastic. Crazy fun, crazy good.
I like the fourth wall breaking where Kitan goes, I'm not gonna say any sappy shit like later, buddy. I'm dying I'm dying a glorious death or some shit.
Damn right, dude. What a badass.
Honestly, I put Kitan's above Kamina for me.
Really?
Kitan's like, I'm going in this knowing I'm not gonna survive.
Yeah, Kamina didn't know. Well, he knew the risk, but he didn't know exactly what was gonna happen. And Kitan knew literally because what was his face? Gimme, the kid.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Aren't you? I can't be like you. I can't be unafraid of dying." And then Kitan is like, "Are you an idiot? Who's not afraid of dying?"
Come on, man up and show me the guy who ain't afraid of dying. Go out in a blaze of glory? I got no choice. This is all I'm good at. We do this because we want to. You gotta move forward no matter what, especially when you're scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I totally understand that perspective. I totally agree. My only counter is that I think that there was just something a lot... the fact that Kamina was on the verge of death for his scene, but still, got back on the saddle, I think there's a little bit more of a spectacle there that's fun for the audience. Whereas in Kitan's case, I think, from an emotional perspective, he's sacrificing himself. That's always a good time. But I think giving a character the ability to basically self-sacrifice. Oh, and then of course the punch to Simon is an iconic moment that will always stand the test of time.
Let's see you grit those teeth.
Let's see you grit those teeth.
Amazing.
That would be what I'd say is one of my favorite scenes of this entire series.
And that's a theme they play throughout the series where I forgot who's. I think it's Simon where he goes. I think he's telling Rosa. He's like, you got somebody to punch you when you're being a dickhead. That's nice.
That was another difference that I thought from this, because I think Simon originally punches him and says, "Grit those teeth."
Yeah, because what is it? He was gonna kill himself because he teleported there and then he jumped straight out and knocked him clean.
Yeah, dude, that's all around. I love that.
Back to Kitan. In the second film, they played different versions of "Libera Me from Hell," which is from the main theme. Everybody knows the opera singer, which is the most popular song of this entire spectacle, but they don't actually play it in the movie until where Kitan sacrifices himself.
I ain't saying no showy crap like later, buddy, or something lame like that. I'll be seeing you soon, you bozos!
It's a pretty nice little touch that they did there.
I also just love that the dude literally like took a broken ass piece of drill from Simone, shoved it on his wrist, and was like, "I will use this." And of course, what happens? But it merges with him like it's meant to be there and becomes a giga drill.
Do you seriously think it's gonna be wiped out by the likes of you? So this is the power of the spiral. Not bad at all.
That's the other. They are never fazed by the sheer, like, I guess, scope that they are transcending as time moves on. In fact, they really embrace it, and they come up with strategies. All the while, they literally like, oh yes, we've developed missiles that can absorb the anti-spiral energy and pierce their shields and stuff. And I'm like, huh?
They give you these quasi explanations, and you know, you're already in for the ride, so you're supposed to go, yes, that's how that works.
That's how that works, exactly.
I believe it. This is science.
It just keeps like compounding on you, and at the end of the, that's the other thing that the charm of this series like does is that as the nonsense spirals in, pun intended, as the nonsense spirals in, and you as an audience member are along for the ride, you just kind of go like, yes, of course, yes, I believe in this, I believe in their cause, I believe in what's happening, that they can do this. It's like, god damn it, we're all fucking idiots.
What else, Isaac?
I guess it's that last fight from the movie, the hand-to-hand fight.
I'm actually kind of sad that that's not in the main series. That's a good addition.
To show that he's going one-on-one with basically like a whole planet of spiral energy.
It's not even the planet. This is actually the universe at that point.
But yeah, that's so strong because
the anti-spirals have perfected spiral energy so much that they know the danger, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of them, and he's on par with that level.
And their whole point was that we're gonna fight you on equal terms. All right. So when they powered up, the anti-spiral powered up. When they powered up again,
that is the ultimate flex.
Yeah.
I love when shows do that. Where like, I don't want to see 8 billion people fighting one person, and then the 8 billion people win and like, we beat you. No. Send one person in. That's how you commit despair.
And then you also be like, I happen to have so much more power to give to this confrontation, but just to show you how much better I am, I'm gonna fight at yo level. That's so anime, but honestly, I still kind of love it to this day.
It's great.
It's a good feeling. It's a fun little duking or whatever.
Another flex that I just kind of want to highlight a bit. When Simon is fighting Lord Genome, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I shouldn't have trusted a mech to do my job, and he walks out of the mech and walks over and punches Simon out of his mech.
The fact that he does that twice in the show is just so godly, because he does it to fight Simon, and then when they're losing the fight after the Big Bang blast, he's like, let me step out the mech and do this myself.
That's when they play the full version of the main theme.
And it's such a fitting end for him. Lazingon itself, like the design on that mech is just so beautiful, sleek, black design. It's amazing.
It's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, it looks like a raptor, sort of. I wish I had the figure for that, but that is expensive.
I really like Nia's mech. Nia's mech is cool.
The Wolverine. Just that whole scene, that whole ending fight scene of the movie itself, because the show doesn't compare with that fight scene.
I mean, I haven't seen the show in a minute. I don't remember hating the ending of the series, but I found this fight scene to be fantastic. I'm not saying you hate it. I'm just saying, like, I definitely remember, like, I'm sure both fight scenes is what I'm saying.
No, but this was the point of that movie. This is why we say watch both the show and the movies, because the movie does add upon the ending of the show. Like, that entire end sequence, that like, you could just watch that and be like, yep, this was worth waiting 40 years to watch this.
Right? Absolutely. I really wish that Aniplex dubbed it too. That was the only thing I missed out on. Kamina's voice actor also plays like Kiba in Naruto. I don't know. That man just lives that Kamina role fucking to a T.
Cal Herbert.
Thank you. How do you know the voice actors better than I do?
Because he actually voices a lot of other people that I watch.
Oh, that's fair.
He's actually Eisen. He's Eisen from Bleach.
I didn't think he's got a monopoly on voice actor names.
Well, I'm just surprised since your homeboy out here always fucking shits on my voice actors who are
Who, me?
putting... No, not you, this guy.
Oh.
Do I shit on? No, I don't.
Well, you called the dub shit.
For some shows,
Not this show, like in general.
For some shows, not all voice actors can be really good. Like Kyle Herbert, amazing. Yuri Lowenthal, the voice of Simon, he's also Ben 10.
Isn't he? Yeah, he's also Sasuke, right?
Like it's a bunch of people.
All right. Do we have any other best moments?
One thing that the second movie did that was kind of like a good idea was they ended the arc they started from the first movie within the first like 5 minutes.
And then they show the explosion, and Lord Gino was like, "I see your energies have surpassed mine. I guess I die now."
All of that happened before the credits or the opening credits even dropped in the first like 5 minutes. All of that happened.
On that note, Isaac, you know that thing that you wanted to do where we were gonna watch movies and stop watching them when they say the title of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Isaac has a thing where he's like, we're watching a movie. If they say the title of the movie, we'll stop watching it. If we're watching Spider-Man and someone says Spider-Man, we stop watching it right there.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Isaac, I don't know if it's the exact translation, but they don't say the name of this movie until the very end. So if we were to do that for this movie, we would be watching the whole movie all the way up to the after credits.
Yeah, we literally watched the whole fucking movie before that happened, which is hilarious.
I was like, this would be the perfect movie to do that with.
Yeah.
You'd get your wish of watching this whole movie and then still getting your stupid meme of, well, all right, we're done here.
Yeah.
We're done here. We can finally rest easy.
And then we would miss out on like 2 seconds of the movie. that's all we would be missing.
God damn it, that's perfect.
That's such a dope title. Like, that's the light in the sky are stars. I don't know why. That is the phrasing, the way those words are placed. It just
add that
amazing.
to the list of shit that sounds like nonsense until you get caught up in this series.
Just everything in the show is just amazing. Just everything that's being said. Like, you don't think about it until later on. It's like, damn, that was a really cool line.
The show can make you think. It's both silly and mature.
You have to accept the silliness though. Like, some people don't. They just they see the thing and they're like, I don't like it.
That's fine. I totally understand that.
It's true.
I can appreciate something for when it has severity even more when it's silly first, like serious later. If that makes sense.
It's having fun. That's pretty much the whole thing. It's just having fun.
Yes, agreed.
While still telling you a pretty good story.
Yeah. I guess we're about ready to end this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how did you feel about Nia at the end?
It hurts, it doesn't not hurt.
I can remain satisfied in the fact that at least when Nia and Simone do have their wedding, and it was like that in the series too, right? Where she was about to be evaporated, but they managed to get through the whole wedding and go through the final kiss before they were both like, all right, goodbye, my love, or whatever. It still breaks my heart, dude. No, my heart.
What do you think about this shit, Isaac?
The ending of the show just always gets to me. It's always gut-wrenching. It always makes me have an existential crisis at the end of the day.
Always. Always.
And then Simone afterwards leaves. I don't know if he ever goes back to visit them, see how they're doing. 20 years is a long time.
It's unstated, but I'm going to be under the assumption that he doesn't, that he walks everywhere on foot and that he actually just doesn't go back there.
Yeah, and I'm like, really, bro? Like, I understand. Like, you want to fulfill her dream of planting flowers everywhere?
And he's doing it too, dude. He's drilling in the middle of some backwoods nonsense country, and they're like, "Oh my god, you saved us from years of drought. Like you protected us. We can live here again." And he's just like, "All I want you to do, plant some fucking flowers, bro."
No, he doesn't even say it like that though. He goes, "Flowers, plant flowers." The simplicity in his statement is that kills me. And he does it in his old man voice. He goes, "Flowers."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows that he's gotten stronger with his spiral energy because he is this
dude. He is
yoked.
He's a Chad. He has the spiral eye now.
I saw that too. Yeah, he's got a spiral eye like Lord Genome now.
And that indicates that he's really strong now.
Yeah, it also implies that he may live for a really long time.
Yeah, he's basically immortal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lord Genome was alive for 1,000 years. And that was after fighting that big galactic war. So it's basically the same thing.
I want to imagine that, like, he's become immortal, and, like, what he's going to do with the rest of his existence is wander the earth, convincing people to plant flowers. But then, like, when he does that, he'll, like, hitch a ride on one of the space stations and go to a different deadbeat planet and just do the same thing endlessly over and over and over again.
Don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope. This whole show's about hope. What are you talking about?
I need to learn how to draw, man. I'm about to draw fan art of him and Vero just having a beer in their old ages.
Their old ages.
Vero can't have an old age. He's also immortal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just them in the field of flowers having a beer.
Probably like next to Kamina's grave.
Yeah.
For some weird reason, they look old.
And no weird reason. This is meant for kids, dude. Kids see like anyone above 20 as an old person.
I guess.
You don't lie though. I was actually just talking about this with our friend Ashley. Not the Ashley that you know, Jordy, a different Ashley. Because she's a teacher, and she was talking, like, one of my favorite things is to ask the kids, you know, if they know, or like what my age is, and she'll get like wild answers from like, well, you look kind of old, so you have to be like 16 for sure. And then also, like, alternatively, they'll be like, well, you're definitely like older than my mom, so probably like 60. It's like, what are you talking about, kid?
They have no sense. They have no sense of perspective.
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't really have like that sense of scope. Meanwhile, we're all just sitting here pretty at, like, you know, rounding 30, and we're just chilling. You know what I mean?
The series as a whole just makes you want to get up and do something. It makes you want to push forward on something that you want to do.
Facts.
It makes you realize that there is more to do than just sitting there and feeling bad for yourself.
It might be the fact that I know we're not doing recommendations, but it might be the fact that I just got done listening to, again, the audiobook for The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But I am being compounded right now to achieve my dreams, and I'm in some kind of mood right now.
I've never had a show make me feel
motivated,
inspired. Like no other characters make me feel badass with them, unlike these characters.
Absolutely. 100% agree, and that is what makes me drive home this series so much more than words can describe, is that at the end of the day, I feel not only a part of the show, but I feel like I've taken something away that I can use in my personal life, which is not something that is easy to find, especially with anime. When you're like an adult, it's kind of hard to reflect on a lot of these cartoons. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. All right, let's end this with favorite characters. I already told you mine is Vero for the reason that I told you. What do you guys got?
It's definitely Simon.
If I don't pick Simon, it's only because it's a cop out. So for the sake of it's Simon all the way, but I think just to like kind of, you know, break the mold a little bit, I think I might pick, of the side characters. God, what was that other guy? The dude who married the daddy or what, or the girl or whatever. I like that guy.
Oh, the married Kitan's sister.
Yeah, dude, the married Kitan's sister.
Dayaka.
Talk about the greatest move of all. My wife is the greatest in the universe swing.
You're not laying a finger on my earth!
Hey, that's Gurren Lagann!
Give it all you've got! Leave it to me! That planet don't belong to you! I got the best wife in the universe! Swing!
That's my boy right there. I don't know why, but he's my boy right now.
Godly.
I'll say that of the side characters, he's my otherwise it's Simon all the way. He's too impactful. He's too much of an interesting character from start to finish.
Yeah. I guess for me, side character would have to be Kitan.
Yeah. I mean, that
sounds pretty good.
I feel it. And shout out to Lord Genome too. Another dude with a crazy character arc, all things considered.
Of course.
Dude went from being an evil ruler to being literally just ahead.
Vero finally gets to talk to him on the big ship. He goes, you finally awakened from your slumber, sir. And Genome's like, I guess I have. And it reminded me of, like, I guess being I don't know what it's like, but being a father and then your kid kind of talks to you like an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, you're not just a dad, huh, dad?
He's like, nope, I'm not. In fact, I'm just a warrior, the same as
I'm
you.
a person. All right, we're done here.
All right, thanks for listening.
No plugs.
No plugs.
Listen, we don't know what we're going to watch next. Dylan, play that at the end, I guess. Later.
Right, have a great one.
Ah, awesome! It's Gurren Lagann! Look at all the Gurren Lagans!
You know, I think you're right.
I wonder if I'll ever go.
Sure you will.
because the lights in the skies are stars.
Next week.
Okay, gang, can we do this? I mean, we can do this, right?
Right.
Scott?
Scott! We are Sex Bomb, and we're here to make you think about death and get sad and stuff!
This is the beginning of the song.